What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from MTG headquarters, and the patrons have gone mad. They have decided that they want to spend the money on a Scars of Mirrodin box as well. So I ordered them both off eBay last week. They finally arrived, and let's get right into this. So Scars of Mirrodin is the 53rd overall expansion. It came out in 2010. When I came back to the game for good, meaning this latest time I've come back to the game, Scars of Mirrodin was still able to be purchased. I think we were into like Avacyn Restored or something like that, but I definitely bought some Scars of Mirrodin. There's definitely some sweet infect stuff in this. I remember being totally confused by that mechanic in general. But there's a lot of different cycles. There's the Mirror, the Smiths, the Replicas, Spell Bombs, so much other things, notable cards like Golem's Heart, Molten Tail Masticore, Mox Opal, Prototype Portal, Tower of Calamities, Venser, and so much more. In terms of like notable pulls, I mean, you're looking at Mox Opal and some of the lands like Black Cleave Cliffs, stuff like Wormcoil Engine, Sword of Body and Mind, Elspeth Tyrell, Skitherix or Skittles, known to many people, Copperline Gorge. So the rare lands in this set are all $10 or more. So it's definitely going to be an interesting box to open. I have opened a lot of Scars, and I don't think I've ever opened a Mox Opal. Now, the value of Mox Opal has gone down since its reprint, and it's also just not less prevalent in formats like Modern, but here we have Koth, who had a Planeswalker that was also an acronym. Koth of the Hammer also is an acronym for Koth. I don't think that's very cool, but some people do. So thanks again to the backers on Patreon. If you want to get involved there, 100% of the money donated goes back into the channel. You vote directly in how we spend it. So what I'm saying is every dollar donated goes back into the channel for more entertainment of everyone. So I think it's one of the most unique ways to run Patreon out there. I'm not asking people to pay my bills or buy me Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm asking people to help make the channel better, to become a shareholder, basically. So I'm going to have the link in the description below for that. Check it out, and we'll be able to do even more exciting things in April. Let's get right into the Scars of Mirrodin. I definitely opened, my share of this stuff back before I knew anything about new mechanics or what was going on with Magic at the time. Trigon of Rage, Vigil for the Lost, Tangle Angler, it's fun to say, Kuldotha Forge Master, 5 mana, 3/5, Forge Master, not Forge Master. Sacrifice 3 artifacts, tap, sacrifice 3 artifacts, search your library for an artifact card, then put it in the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Foil Forest. So now we have rules cards in here too. So the packs are getting a little bit bigger. Copper Mirror. Blister Grub. Gotta love that. So I hope you guys are doing well. We're definitely finishing March with a bang. Dark Steel Axe. Skin Render. Grafted Exoskeleton. And Mirror Reservoir. 3 mana, tap, add 2 mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast mirror spells or activate abilities of Mirror. 3 and tap, return target mirror card from your graveyard to your hand. Land, tip card. Tip cards are probably outdated now that everyone has smartphones and things like that, but seemed like a good idea at one time. I have to say this box came in great shape too, even for being a little bit older. Dark Steel Axe, Trinket Mage, Rusted Relic, and Koth of the Hammer. There we go. We talked about that. Our first mythic, 4 mana. Koth, +1, untap target mountain. It becomes a 4/4 red elemental creature card till end of turn. It's still a land. His -2, add a mountain to your mana pool for each mountain you control. -5, you get an emblem. With mountains you control have tapped. This land deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Alright. Mythical. Good mythical morning. My name is Rhett, and this is Link, and we're going to do something totally obscure today and have a sweet clickbait title. Alright. No, I think those guys are great, actually. Yeah. Slice in Twain. Mir Smith. Contagion Clasp. Prototype Portal. Here we go. One of the notable cards. 4 mana, Imprint. When Prototype Portal enters the battlefield, you may exile an artifact card from your hand. X and tap. Put a token that's a copy of the exiled card onto the battlefield. X is the converted mana cost of that card. We have a foil Darksteel Sentinel. Stepping up that foil game. And a Golem token. Golem. I don't like that Golem. I like stone Golems. I'm kind of an OG Golem kind of guy, you know? Flesh Allergy. That's awesome. Heavy Arbalist? Whatever. Dispense Justice. And Black Cleave Cliffs. We hit a very nice land here right away. Black Cleave Cliffs enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. At a swamp or a mountain. It's a nice hit early on. We've got a Koth. Although that Koth does not carry much value, it's still a cool... It's always fun opening a Planeswalker. I don't care what you say. I guess maybe some people don't have fun opening Planeswalkers, but then they shouldn't open packs. If you take the game that seriously, you probably shouldn't play anymore. It's supposed to be fun. Acid Web Spider. Bellowing Tangleworm. Palladium Mirror. And Grind Clock. 2 mana tap, put a charge counter, tap, target player puts a top X of his or her library into his or her graveyard, where X is a number of charge counters on Grind Clock. That's always a fun card to play. Maybe not... You know, Mill, I think, is one of the most unfairly hated strategies in the game. I certainly think Mill is way more interesting than, like, combos, you know? Freaking combos are stupid. Uninteractive boringness, you know? Mill, that's where it's at, baby. Golem Artisan. Oxidas Scrap Melter. Icarats. And Venser's Journal. 5 mana. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life for each card in your hand. Okay? Come on, Mox Opal. Can't always get the... Well, you can't always get what you want, you know. There's that whole song about it, you know. I don't know. Golem's Heart. Necrogen Scudder. Memnite. And Horde Smelter Dragon. The art on that is incredible. 6 mana, 5/5 flyer. Pay 3 and a red, destroy target artifact. Horde Smelter Dragon gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is that artifact's converted mana cost. We have a Goblin token. Doobie doobie doo. And then another. Alright. Volition Reigns, Golem Artisan, Corrupted Harvester, and Putrefax. 5 mana, 5/3 with Trample and Haste, and Infect. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. Interesting. And a poison counter. I definitely like Infect. I'm thinking about I've got a sponsor video to make for MTGO traders. I'm thinking about getting rebuying a modern deck, but I kind of want to wait to see what happens with the ban. So stay tuned on that if you watch me on stream at twitch.tv/MTG headquarters. We should have a modern deck or two, hopefully, in April, depending on what the Patreons decide. Barbed Battle Gear, Abuna Acolyte, Halt Order, Inexorable Tide. 5 mana. Whenever you cast a spell, proliferate. That's why I love doing the Patreon the way we're doing it now. I have a job, a day job, and I'm able to pay most of my bills with it. And fortunately, I'm in a position to we can use that Patreon to make the channel better. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to get as many people mobilized as if I were to cry and beg into the camera and talk about how I need your money or I'm going to quit you. I'm never going to do that. Trigon of Thought, Arc Trail, Barrage Ogre, Mimic Vat. 3 mana artifact with Imprint. Pay 3 tap. Put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of exiled card. Oh, yeah. All right. We already been through this. But hopefully you guys are noticing I'm trying to put a little more time into production. The patrons have got me some better equipment so we can get the real-life draft. If you saw the last one, you could see I had a stationary camera there. Just looked much better than the camera glasses. Liquid metal coating. Painsmith. Mirror galvanizer. And Argentum armor. Argentum armor? I don't know. 6 mana. Equipped creature gets 6/6. Whenever equipped creature attacks, destroy target permanent. Equip 6. Cat token. Meow. You know what? Colt's not down here with me. Right now we're in the middle of a huge ice storm. And I'm kind of... everyone's kind of trapped inside. Kind of stinks. But I'm going to get caught up on videos and obviously work. Bloodshot Trainee, Rustic, Barrage Ogre, and Venser. All right, 2 Planeswalkers already. 5 mana, 3 loyalty Planeswalker. Is +2, exile target permanent you own, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. -1, creatures you control are unblockable this turn. That seems good. You can and his ultimate is you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, exile target permanent. Okay. Venser and Koth in the bag. Now we just need that Mox Opal. Infiltration Lens. Slice and Twain. Contagion Class. And Precursor Golem. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 3/3 colorless Golem creatures onto the battlefield. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single golem, that player copies that spell for each other golem it could target. Each copy targets a different one of those golems. Ooh. I was like, ooh, what is this? Foil Chrome Steed. Looks awesome, though. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm recording this March 24th. I'm going to put it out pretty quickly so we can reset for April. I'm curious to see what the patrons want to do in April. We've done a lot of... We got both the last 2 booster boxes. We got better camera equipment. We've got some overlays going thanks to Elric. So each month we're going to get better and better, and it's thanks to all of you guys. Bloodshot Trainee, Dark Slick Drake, Trigon of Mending, and Leona Arbiter. 2 mana, 2/2. Players can't search your libraries. Any player may pay 2 for that player to ignore this effect till end of turn. That could be annoying against fetch lands. Auroch Edgerite. Trigon of Infestation. We talked about this as a cycle, I believe. Glimmerpoint Stag and Argent Sphinx. 4 mana, 4/3 with Metalcraft. Pay 1, exile Argent Sphinx. Return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more artifacts. Good old Scars of Mirrodin. Skiers of Mirrodin. Blight Mamba. That's in my Pauper Infect deck. Pauper. Exsanguate. Love that. That's some sweet art. Abuna Acolyte. Riddlesmith and Asceticism. 5 mana. Creatures you control can't be the targets of spells or abilities to opponent control. Pay 1 and a green. Regenerate target creature. Alright. I find enchantments pretty boring in general, but I can see how they would be great in multiplayer games. The value, obviously, of something like that is multiplied by 4. So, excuse me, I could see that. Necrogen Scudder, Throne of Gith, Riddlesmith, and Mox Opal. Memoricide. 4 mana. Name an online card. Search target's library. Search target player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles his or her library. I think we have a foil in here. We do. Hand of the Praetors. Oh, our foil rare too. Alright, 3/2 with Infect. For 4 mana, other creatures you control with Infect get +1/+1. When you cast a creature spell with Infect, target player gets a poison counter. Oh, interesting. Do people play that in green-black versions of Infect? Or is it too slow? Feels like when I played Infect, you want to play a creature on turn 1 or turn 2 and win, you know, by turn 3 or 4 at the latest. Furnace Celebration, Halt Order, Mirrorsmith, Nim Deathmantle, 2 mana, equipped creature gets +2/+2, has Intimidate, and is a black zombie. Whenever, this could be relevant after Shadows over Innistrad, who knows? Modern Zombies. Whenever a non-token creature is put in your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 4. If you do, return that card to the battlefield and attach Nim Deathmantle to it. Okay. I haven't really looked through the spoilers yet for Shadows over Innistrad. The set looks huge. There's so many mythics, and so many of them are so bad. But I'll try to get together a prep video for you next week. Liquid Metal Coating. This was an interesting deck. I think Lubufu ran that deck for a while. Furnace Celebration. Trinket Mage, and Sea Chrome Coast. All right, keep those rare lands coming. How about one of those in foil? Although we already got a foil rare, so I don't know if there's ever like a guarantee of a foil rare. I think its probability is really high, but having multiples is really unlikely. Infiltration Lens, Ember Smith, Carrion Call, and Spike Shot Elder. Single red mana for a 1/1. You can pay 3. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. So that card could be used and abused. Gonna have a mess to clean up. Trigon of Rage. Lifesmith, Throne of Geth, and Etch Champion. All right, we got some pack art on here too. 2/2 for 3 with Metalcraft. Etch Champion has protection from all colors as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Relevant card in Modern. All right. Getting down there, getting down there. Viridian Revel, Trigon of Thought, Carrion Call, and Azuri Renegade Leader. I remember having a deck with this in there, so I definitely remember I definitely was playing casually when this set came out. 2/2 for 3. Regenerate a target, another target elf for 1, or pay 1, 2 and 3 forest, and elf creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample till end of turn. Elves is a thing. Elves kind of have always been a thing in everything that they've been involved in. I guess that's implied. When you are a thing, then of course you are a thing. The more you know. Razor Hippogriff. We need more hippogriffs. Barbed Battle Gear. Rustic Contagion Engine. Here we go. Here's another notable pull. 6 mana. When Contagion Engine enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature target player controls. Pay 4 and tap, proliferate, then proliferate again. So, certainly some powerful removal. And then even if you... Yeah, here we go. Thrumming Bird, some more proliferate. Necropede, Grafted Exoskeleton, Elspeth, 3 Planeswalkers. 5 mana, 4 loyalty, Planeswalker. You gain 1 life for each creature you control. That's her +2. -2, put 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. -5, destroy all other permanents except for lands and tokens. She is powerful. Alright, so we opened, I think, all 3 Planeswalkers. I feel like that would make this box a win for memory's sake. Mox Opal would make it a interesting box financially, but anytime you buy an old box like this, all the value's gone. You pay basically more than if you were to get the most expensive foil chase in the whole box, right? That's like what the box price is set to normally. Memnite, Tower of Calamities. Oh, shoot, what did I do there? I must have a foil in common. Yeah, Vigil for the Lost. Okay. That's what happens when I try to walk and talk, you know? 4 mana, pay 8, tap, Tower of Calamities, deals 12 damage to target creature. Pay 8, destroy a creature is basically what it is. There are probably more efficient ways to do that, but... Oxida, Scrap Melter, Corrupted Harvester, Darksteel Mirror, and Razor Verge Thicket. The Selesnya land that comes into play tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. So I'm happy to see that. And we have another foil, Galma's Warden. Getting down near the end. The hunt for the Mox Opal continues. I think I've opened a couple of Scars Fat Packs, a couple of Scars Booster Boxes, and I have yet to open one, I don't think. Acid Web Spider, Ogre Gear Grabber, Trigon of Mending, another Mythic, Geth Lord of the Vault, 6 mana, 5/5 with Intimidate, X in a swamp. Put target artifact or creature card with converted mana cost of X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, tapped. Then that player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Wow, that's powerful. This had to see constructed play. That seems really powerful. Maybe not. How about Geth as your commander, huh? Alex and Sean are working on me slowly. Clone Shell. Skin Render. Palladium Mirror, and Carnifex Demon. 6 mana, 6/6 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, 2/1/1 counters on it. -1/-1 counters. Pay a swamp, remove a 1/1 counter from Carnifex Demon, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature. Whoa, can you imagine if you were drafting and you open Geth and a Carnifex Demon? A foil Kemba Skyguard. So we have 4 mythics, so we've reached our likelihood of seeing a Mox Opal is almost completely diminished, but that's okay. It's been an awesome box. Twisted Image, Trigon of Corruption, Darksteel Mirror, Stratoskite, 3 mana artifact with imprint. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land on the battlefield with the same name as the exiled card. Quick 3. All right. 6 packs left. So again, thank you, patrons. I think you picked good this month with 8th edition and Scars to Mirrodin. I'm excited to see what you want to see open next month. Vigil for the Lost. Calling Deus. Icarats. Chimeric Mass. X. It enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. Pay 1. Until end of turn, Chimeric Mass becomes a construct artifact creature with this creature's power and toughness equal to the number of charge counters on it. I think I'm hopeful that the Patreon will pick up steam. Maybe we can start doing some truly insane stuff. Get back and open some of that, some unlimited or some alpha or beta or something. Not always. I like when they spread it out amongst a bunch of different things. Heavy Arbalest. Again, I have to pronounce that wrong. Twisted Image. Tangle Angler. Mirror Battle Sphere. That art, though. 7 mana, 4/7. When it enters the battlefield, put 4/1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature tokens on the battlefield. Whenever Mirror Battle Sphere attacks, you may tap X untap mirrors you control. If you do, Mirror Battle Sphere gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn and deals X damage to defending player. Seems good. I mean, not really, but it's flavorful. Can't argue with that. Well, you can, but why would you? Clone Shell. Flesh Allergy. I think that's my favorite uncommon in the set. Ogre Gear Grabber. And Shape Anew. 4 mana. The controller of target artifact sacrifices it. Then reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals an artifact card. That player puts that card on the battlefield, then shuffles all other cards revealed in this way into his or her library. Oh. That's kind of... Alright, fine. I was hoping it was some kind of super insane mill card. Plague Stinger. Lots of arrests. Been noticing. The Razor Hippogriff. Calling Deus. Dispense Justice. And Sunblast Angel. 6 mana, 4/5 flyer. When enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. That's a... yeah. That's strong. Alright, 2 packs left. Come on, Mox Opal. I'll settle for, you know, some of the rare lands or, you know, whatever. It's all good. It's fun to open the set again. Necropede. Glimmerpoint Stag. Darksteel Sentinel. A Copperline Gorge. Okay, see, there we go. I got what I asked for. You know what? I'm fine with that. Alright, last pack. Hey, now the way we set up the Patreon, we're going to have most likely old, interesting booster boxes like this every single month. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time to do so. If you like this video, please take a second to crush that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. It helps new people find the channel. And, well, I appreciate it. So thank you all. Mirrodin Revel, Painsmith, Rusted Relic, and Semblance Anvil. 3 mana with imprint. Spells you cast that share a card type with exiled card. Costs 2 less to cast. Well, that's it. But pretty nice. Copperline Gorge. Gath, Razorvedge Thicket, and Elspeth. Etch Champion Seachrome Coast. I mean, this is a pretty spicy box. Venser. I feel like we had, yeah, Blackcleave Cliffs. Koth. I mean, Koth isn't that awesome, but it's still cool. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Use all different kinds of content, so if you haven't yet, click on my face to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, I've got some sweet playlists, including this one, where I open up every fat pack ever created. I've also got this one over here, where I open just about anything vintage and old and expensive for your enjoyment. And all this is made possible by the awesome backers at our Patreon, which is linked in the description of every video. Hop on over there, check it out, see if it's something you might want to consider. If not, sit back, enjoy, and I'll still love you.